Hey loves, so today is July 3rd. I came into labor and delivery. It's currently 11:30, almost midnight. Tomorrow I actually turn 30 weeks. But I came in to labor and delivery because I was having like a lot of lower pain. Like if I was on my period, but like they were super strong and like it hurt. And then also I was supposed to get a 10K count within 2 hours every day, and today I wasn't able to get that. Like she was kicking here and there, but not 10 within 2 hours. So they want to make sure that everything is okay, and that's why I called and came in because I was in pain and I wanted to check that she was okay as well. It's crazy because when I was pregnant with Mateo, I had like similar pain, but it was more excruciating with Mateo. With him, it was in June. It was the month before I had him because he was born in July. And at that time, I was actually already dilated 2 centimeters. So I was in labor and delivery for a couple hours. They were trying to stop my contractions, and thankfully they were able to stop them, so I went home that time. So we'll see what happens today, but I don't know if you guys could hear her heartbeat in the background. My blood pressure is fine, which is good because sometimes you could get preeclampsia, so that will be like you're having a baby today, and I'm not ready. Like I feel like I still need a couple things, but yeah. So I'll do you guys right now. I just changed and got in the bed, and they have me all with these monitors for the baby. They're gonna monitor the baby for 30 minutes, and then the doctor's gonna see if there's any like contractions going on. They're gonna see if I'm dilated or if it's just ligament pain. That's what the nurse said, but we'll see. You guys, I've been crying the whole time. Till a couple minutes later from the first part that you guys just saw, the nurse came in, and it turned out that I was having contractions like every 2 to 4 minutes. And then also she brought me like a water so I could drink it and try to space them out, and it was working. So it could be that I am dehydrated, but then it got really scary, and that's when I started crying, because baby girl's heart rate was going down like a lot, and of course I'm gonna get scared like if her heart is going down, and they keep telling me like to roll over to one side and then roll over to the other side, and then I don't know where like 5 doctors are walking into your room, and I'm in a small ass room, so that was really scary. Her heart rate is stable now, and then they did check if I was dilated or if my cervix was opening and all that stuff, and if my water broke. My water hasn't broke. my cervix is still pretty long, which means it's not like putting me into labor. It's just mostly the contractions happening. What else? Everything, so much happened in like 5 minutes. I felt like I was gonna have a panic attack, but I was trying to breathe. And I'm alone in the room. They didn't let my husband in because we have Mateo, of course, and I don't know if my mom's awake or to take him over there. So that's why he's outside in the waiting room with Mateo. And yeah, now she's still waiting game. He said that it's gonna be like 2 more hours. And hopefully everything goes back to normal. And I'm not contracting anymore. But like right now I can feel a contraction. I'm not even tired. I'm just like I was scared. I'm still scared because obviously after 2 hours, I don't know if I'm gonna be okay to go home or if the contractions will stop. Like, what does that mean? Because they told me that the contractions aren't starting any type of labor. Like, there's no signs that like baby's trying to come out. Like, it's just the contractions. It could be from dehydration, but still. You guys, I also forgot to mention I got an IV. It hurts so bad. But of course it's helping with the dehydration that I could possibly have. It sucks that it's making me want to go pee like every 5 minutes. Literally, I just want to go pee for a second time, and only like 5 minutes pass by. Hey guys, so it is now days later from what you guys just saw. I did plan like on updating you guys the day after, but I was just so tired of being in the hospital till like 3 in the morning, and then they did tell me to like take it easy and rest. So that's what I did. I just, for like the 4 days after I was in the hospital, I was just like, I would say like bed rest. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working. But yeah, long story short, let me just go through everything that happened. So on July 3rd, around like 8 p.m., I would say, I was working, I was making cakes, just doing orders, and I just started to feel like pain on my lower belly, almost like if I had period cramps. And like at first it was just like on the front, but then it started going like on my back, on my lower back as well, so it was like all around. And it's so funny how like the pain I was feeling, like I somehow knew or somehow felt like it really was contractions, because I remember telling my husband like, don't freak out, like don't get scared, but I think I'm having contractions. And right away he was like, really? Like, is it go time? And I'm like, no. Like, me trying to like not freak out. I was like, no, like I don't think so. But like, it's not that bad. Like, I could still handle the pain. But just letting you know in case it gets worse and we have to go to labor and delivery. So I let a couple hours pass by. I finished my orders, and then I don't want to say the pain got worse, but then like I just wanted some peace of mind because I was still in pain and it had been like 3 hours, you know, like yeah, like 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, like 3 hours. So after I finished my orders, I told my husband, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna call labor and delivery, tell them what's going on, like the pain I'm feeling, and then let's see if they tell me to go in or what, you know. So I was on the phone for like 10 minutes, and they ended up telling me like, yeah, like just come in so we can monitor you and the baby. And then also they asked me if I had gotten my 10K count within 2 hours that day, and I told them no, like it took more than 2 hours. So that's when they also wanted to go in, because 2 hours is the limit that they give you to get your 10 kicks per day. So we ended up leaving to the hospital. We live super close to, like, literally down the street, which is a good thing. We got there at like 11:20 p.m. and then since I had called, they were already expecting me. So by 11:30, which is I think when I started the video, I was already in a room. I was already all monitored up, and at first it was just monitoring the baby, and within like 5 minutes of being there, like 5-10 minutes, like the nurse that was taking care of me and like monitoring the baby, she came in, and she came in with like a big cup of water, and she said, so you are definitely having contractions. They are 2 to 4 minutes apart, which is super close. That's what they should be when you're like in active labor. I was in an active labor because they did check they did check me down there and everything, and I wasn't dilated. They said that I felt like I was only like a centimeter dilated, but they weren't like 100% sure. So I wasn't dilated, and if I was, it was not much. Like everything was just pretty close, still pretty close down there. So yeah, she told me to drink the water. I drank the water, even though it tasted like shit. Pretty sure it's safe water, but it tasted horrible. But I drank the water because I just wanted everything to be okay. And then even after I finished drinking the water, like I was still having contractions pretty close. They gave me the water to try and space them out and see if maybe I was dehydrated, but it didn't work. So they ended up giving me an IV. I should have took pictures, but like where they put the IV, like this whole thing, you guys, was like green, like super bruised, like swollen, like it looked like someone like punched the shit out of my hand. And even like when I would be like out on the street, people would be like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's from getting an IV. Like that's how dramatic it looked. And of course, being super light skinned does not help, so it was pretty noticeable. But anyways, more breath. So yeah, they gave me that IV, and like I was just there chilling. And then after the IV is when they started noticing, since they were monitoring the baby, that her heart rate was going down, and it happened twice. And it was super scary because like they just come in, like 5 doctors just come in, and it's like everybody's telling you like everything's okay, but then it's like, you know, it's not okay if a bunch of doctors and nurses are just rushing into your room, and like they just start like telling you like flip to the left, flip to the right, and yeah, it was pretty scary. And of course, me being me, I started crying because I was like scared and nervous, and like if they're saying that her heart rate's going down like by a lot, like they literally said it's going down by a lot, like between the nurses, like of course I'm gonna hear and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, like I'm gonna start panicking. Luckily I didn't have a panic attack because I feel like I would have if I was just there like, oh my god, like trying to calm down and just breathe and breathe and breathe, because if I had a panic attack, I don't know what I would have done. And then my husband wasn't allowed to be in there because we had Mateo. But after the 2 episodes of her heart rate going down, it was already technically July 4th. It was like 1 a.m. I think. Yeah, around there. So yeah, it was already like 1 a.m. after the both of the episodes of her heart rate going down. And the only way that my husband could come in is if excuse me. Is if someone picked up Mateo. Papi, wait. Así. So since the doctor did tell me that it was gonna be like a couple hours more, are you done? I'm done. I ended up telling my husband to call my mom and see like they were awake, so he could go drop off Mateo, and that way he could come in with me, so I wouldn't be alone, because I was like, I didn't want to be alone. Like I feel like I was really going through it. Like yeah, like I was just trying not to have an anxiety attack. So he did end up calling my mom, and they were awake, and they actually ended up coming to pick up Mateo so that my husband wouldn't have to leave the hospital at all, just in case. And it was quick since it was already like 1 a.m. There was like no traffic, so they picked him up within like 10-15 minutes. And then yeah, then he was able to come in, my husband, and we were there for like another 3 hours or so. They didn't let me go until 3:30 a.m. By then my contractions did, papi, papa. By then my contractions did space out, thankfully. So they did send me home, and they just told me to take it easy, to not, honestly, just not do much for the next 4 days or so, which is exactly what I did. And that's why I didn't get to do this update the day after, or the few days after I was in labor and delivery. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. How I wasn't in active labor, but then I was having contractions on July 4th, July 3rd, whatever you guys want to, yeah. And now it is later in the month. It's July, what's today? Like July 20, girl, I don't even know what day it is anymore, but it's like July 20 something. Since then I haven't had any like episodes of like pain or contractions or anything like that. I don't know if the reason why I was having contractions was because I was dehydrated, because I was, so they said, they gave me a couple of reasons of why it could have happened. It could have been because of dehydration, because I was on my feet too much, TMI for having too much sex. They did say that semen does soften your cervix, so to take it slow, or not, or avoid semen going into you while you're doing that. You know what? What else did they say? I think it was just those three. But yeah, I can't honestly tell you guys if it was one or the other, because honestly, the last weeks of June, which is pretty close to July 3rd and 4th, I was working a lot, so I was on my feet for like hours. Of course, sex is still happening. I would say I do drink a bunch of liquids, but when you're pregnant, enough is just never enough. Like, you gotta be drinking so much water. But yeah, thankfully, I feel better now, and hopefully I don't have contractions anymore, or some episode of pain like that. I wasn't excruciating pain, but it was painful to the point where, like, it worried me, because I knew it wasn't normal to be feeling that pain, especially for hours, you know. So yeah, hopefully our next contractions are when we're in active labor. But I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.